The moment the first drop of rain hit the window, Zara knew it would be a slow day at the salon. She sighed, watching the customers outside scurry for cover, their hair forgotten in the sudden downpour. But slow days were the worst days, when Miranda and her entourage had nothing better to do than torment her. "Hey, Rags!" Someone puked in the bathroom again. "Clean it up," Miranda called out, smirking as she leaned against the reception desk, her perfectly manicured nails tapping impatiently. Zara bit her lip, forcing herself to maintain composure. This wasn't in her job description. She was a junior stylist, not the janitor. But arguing with Miranda, the owner's daughter and the salon's star stylist, was futile. "That's the third time this week," Zara muttered under her breath, grabbing the cleaning supplies from the storage closet. "What was that?" Miranda's voice turned icy. "You know, my father can replace you in a heartbeat. There are dozens of desperate hairdressers who would kill for your position, even if it means scrubbing toilets." The other stylist snickered, never missing an opportunity to side with Miranda. Zara had grown accustomed to this daily humiliation over the past 8 months. What choice did she have? Jobs in this exclusive part of the city were hard to come by. And despite everything, Luxe Salon had the best clientele and training opportunities in the industry. What Miranda and the others didn't know, what nobody knew, was that Zara Hayes wasn't just any struggling hairdresser. She was Zara Kingsley, the only daughter of Alexander Kingsley, founder and CEO of Kingsley International, with assets worth billions. But that was a secret she guarded fiercely, for reasons that weighed on her heart every single day. 2 years ago, on her 23rd birthday, Zara had stormed into her father's study, her eyes blazing with determination. "I want to make it on my own," she had declared, standing before him in the opulent room that had always intimidated her as a child. Alexander Kingsley looked up from his documents, his steely blue eyes, so much like her own, studying her with quiet intensity. "You mean this cosmetology business?" he asked, his voice neither approving nor disapproving. "Just curious." Zara nodded. "I've graduated at the top of my class. I know I can be successful, but not if I'm always Alexander Kingsley's daughter. I want to know I earned it myself." Her father leaned back in his leather chair, a small smile playing on his lips. "And how do you propose to do that?" "I'm going to use Mom's maiden name. I'll find a job at a salon, work my way up, and eventually open my own place. But I'll do it without the Kingsley name or money." Alexander's expression softened at the mention of his late wife. Emma had been gone for 15 years now, but her spirit lived on in their daughter's determination. "1 year," he finally said. "Show me what you can accomplish in 1 year without the Kingsley advantages. If you succeed, I'll back your salon without question. If you don't—" "I will," Zara had interrupted, confidence radiating from every fiber of her being. Now, 8 months into her journey, that confidence had been tested repeatedly. Miranda Turner made sure of that. The rain continued throughout the day, and by closing time, Zara's feet were aching. She had cleaned the bathroom, swept the floors, assisted 3 senior stylists, and managed to squeeze in 2 clients of her own, a shampoo and trim and a simple blow-dry. Hardly the creative work she had trained for. "Don't forget to restock everything before you leave," Miranda called over her shoulder as she and the other stylists prepared to go out for drinks, "and the register receipts need to be organized." Zara nodded, not trusting herself to speak. This wasn't fair. She was always the last to leave, always assigned the closing duties. But fairness, she had learned, was a luxury in the real world. As the door closed behind the laughing group, Zara allowed herself a moment of pure frustration. She kicked the trash can, sending it clattering across the tiled floor. That's quite an impressive display of temper. Zara whirled around, her heart jumping to her throat. A man stood in the doorway, water dripping from his expensive-looking umbrella. He was tall, impeccably dressed in a charcoal suit that screamed custom tailoring, with dark eyes that seemed to see right through her. "I'm sorry, we're closed," she managed, embarrassed at being caught in her moment of weakness. "Actually, I have an appointment," he said, stepping fully into the salon and closing his umbrella. "With Miranda." Of course he did. Miranda's clients were always the wealthy, the powerful, the connected. "I'm afraid Miranda just left," Zara explained, gathering her professional demeanor. "But I can call her if it's urgent." The man checked his watch and frowned. My appointment was for 6:30. It's 6:25. Zara grimaced. I'm sorry, sir. She must have forgotten. They all went out for drinks. I see. He studied her for a moment. And you are? Zara Hayes. I'm a junior stylist here. Well, Zara Hayes, since I've braved a downpour and cleared my schedule for this haircut, perhaps you could help me instead. Zara hesitated. Miranda would be furious if she took one of her clients, especially one who looked like he tipped well. But refusing service to a client went against everything she believed about professionalism. I'd be happy to help you, mister? James, Nathan James. The name tickled something in her memory, but she couldn't place it. Please, have a seat, Mr. James. What were you looking to have done today? As she draped the cape around his shoulders and assessed his thick dark hair in the mirror, Zara felt a calm confidence she hadn't experienced in months. This was why she had become a stylist. Not to clean bathrooms or be someone's verbal punching bag, but to transform people, to make them feel better than when they walked in. Just a trim, she asked, running her fingers through his hair to gauge its texture and growth patterns. Actually, he said, meeting her eyes in the mirror, I'll leave it to your judgment. You seem to know what you're doing. That simple vote of confidence from a complete stranger almost made her emotional. Thank you, I do. As she worked, they fell into easy conversation. Nathan was a businessman, investments mostly, and traveled frequently. He asked thoughtful questions about her training and listened attentively to her answers. Not once did he check his phone or make her feel rushed. When she finished and handed him the mirror to check the back, his smile was genuine. This is the best haircut I've had in years. Zara beamed. Thank you. That means a lot. As she rang him up, Nathan pulled out his wallet. I have a dinner meeting next week with some international clients. Would you be available for a private appointment? I'd prefer not to deal with the rain or forgotten appointments. Zara bit her lip. Private appointments were against salon policy unless approved by the owner. But before she could explain this, Nathan slid his business card across the counter. Think about it. Call me if you're interested. After he left, Zara examined the card. Nathan James, CFO, Avalon Investments. She tucked it into her pocket, strangely certain their paths would cross again. The next morning, chaos erupted the moment Zara walked into the salon. Who the hell do you think you are? Miranda screamed, her face contorted with rage. She was waving her phone in Zara's face. Stealing my clients now. What are you talking about? Zara asked, genuinely confused. Nathan James. He was my appointment and you took him. Zara set down her bag, trying to remain calm. He came in after you left. I explained that you had gone, but he still wanted a haircut. What was I supposed to do? Turn him away? Yes, Miranda shrieked. You call me? Nathan James isn't just any client. He's connected to everyone who matters in this city. His recommendations are worth thousands. Miranda's father, Gerald Turner, emerged from his office, his expression severe. Zara, a word. In the small office, Gerald didn't invite her to sit. Miranda tells me you serviced one of her clients without permission. Mr. Turner, he came in after hours when Miranda had already left. I was just... Don't make excuses. You know the rules. Junior stylists don't touch the clients of senior stylists without explicit permission. He sighed heavily. Look, Zara, your technical skills are good, but you need to understand how things work here. There's a hierarchy. With all due respect, sir, I was providing good customer service. He was going to leave without a haircut otherwise. Gerald's expression hardened. I'm putting you on probation for the next 2 weeks. You'll assist only, no clients of your own, and your commission for the James appointment goes to Miranda. Zara felt the blood drain from her face. That's not fair. I did the work. Life isn't fair, Ms. Hayes. Consider this a valuable lesson. As she left the office, Miranda's smug smile felt like a slap. Enjoy sweeping hair for the next 2 weeks, Rags. That evening, Zara sat in her modest apartment, staring at Nathan James's business card. Her father had taught her to recognize injustice, but also to be strategic in how she fought it. Taking someone else's client had been a mistake, perhaps, but the punishment was disproportionate. Before she could talk herself out of it, she dialed the number, Nathan James. Mr. James, this is Zara Hayes from Lux Salon. Zara, what a pleasant surprise. Please, call me Nathan. She took a deep breath. About that private appointment you mentioned. Over the next week, Zara honored her probation at the salon with quiet dignity. She assisted without complaint, cleaned without being asked, and stayed late to help close. All the while, Miranda's smugness grew more pronounced. "I have Nathan coming in on Friday," she announced loudly near Zara's station. "Apparently he's bringing a business associate too. Said he wants the best stylist in the salon." Zara kept her expression neutral, focusing on sweeping the floor. Thursday evening, after everyone had left, she made sure everything at her station was immaculate. She wouldn't be coming in tomorrow. Friday morning, she arrived at the address Nathan had provided, a luxury apartment building in the financial district. The doorman escorted her to the penthouse, where Nathan greeted her with a warm smile. "Thank you for coming," he said, leading her into a spacious living room with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. "I hope the arrangements are satisfactory." She nodded, unpacking her portable kit. "More than satisfactory. Though I should mention I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm on probation at the salon because I cut your hair." Nathan raised an eyebrow. "Probation? For providing excellent service to a client in need? That seems counterproductive." "It's politics," Zara explained, preparing her scissors and combs. "Miranda, the stylist who was supposed to cut your hair, is the owner's daughter." "Ah, nepotism, the refuge of the mediocre." Zara couldn't help but laugh. "I wouldn't say that to her face." "Why not? Sometimes people need to hear uncomfortable truths." He studied her for a moment. "You're very talented, Zara. What are you doing working somewhere that doesn't value you?" The question hit close to home. "I'm paying my dues. Everyone has to start somewhere." "True, but not everyone has to stay where they start." As she began cutting his hair, Nathan continued. "I mentioned a business associate earlier. He's actually running late, but I wanted to discuss something with you first." "Oh, I'm opening a high-end men's grooming lounge in the business district. Haircuts, straight razor shaves, the works. We're looking for talented stylists who specialize in men's cuts." Zara's hand stilled. "Are you offering me a job?" "I'm suggesting you consider a different path, one where your talents might be better appreciated." Before she could respond, the penthouse elevator chimed. "That must be him now," Nathan said, rising from the chair. Zara turned to greet the newcomer and froze. Walking toward them with a surprised expression that surely mirrored her own was her father. "Dad?" she whispered. Alexander Kingsley stopped in his tracks, his gaze moving between Zara and Nathan. "Zara, what are you doing here?" Nathan looked between them, realization dawning on his face. "Dad? Alexander, this is your daughter." Alexander's expression shifted from surprise to understanding. "I see you've met Nathan, my new CFO." Zara felt the ground shift beneath her feet. This was Nathan James, the highly publicized executive her father had poached from a rival company just months ago. How had she not made the connection? "You two know each other?" she managed. "Your father recruited me from Hamilton Global 6 months ago," Nathan explained. "But he never mentioned his daughter was a hairstylist named Hayes." Alexander's eyes softened as he looked at Zara. "My daughter values her privacy and independence. She's something I've learned to respect." The tension in the room was palpable. Zara felt exposed, her carefully constructed separate life colliding with her real identity in the most unexpected way. "Perhaps we should finish your haircut," she finally said to Nathan, desperate for something normal to do with her hands. As she worked, Alexander and Nathan discussed business matters, though she could feel her father's eyes on her periodically. When she finished, Nathan examined his reflection and nodded in approval. "Perfect as usual, Zara. I'll give you two some privacy." When he disappeared into another room, Alexander turned to his daughter. "I didn't know you were working at Lux Salon." "That was kind of the point, Dad, to make it on my own without your knowledge or interference." "And how is that going?" Zara began packing her supplies with more force than necessary. "It's going fine." "Is it? Because Nathan told me you're on probation for providing good service to a client." "It's complicated." Alexander moved closer, his voice softening. Zara, there's independence, and then there's martyrdom. You don't have to suffer to prove your worth. I'm not suffering, she insisted, though the words rang hollow even to her own ears. Your mother wouldn't have wanted this for you. She believed in hard work, yes, but also in dignity. The mention of her mother made Zara's throat tighten. 4 more months, Dad. That was our agreement. Alexander studied her for a long moment, then nodded. 4 more months, but promise me something. If it becomes intolerable, you'll walk away. No job is worth your self-respect. She swallowed hard. I promise. Monday morning arrived with an unexpected twist. As Zara entered Lux's salon, she found Gerald Turner pacing anxiously, while Miranda sat at the reception desk, her expression thunderous. There she is, Miranda hissed. The backstabber. Gerald approached Zara, his previous sternness replaced with a strained smile. Zara, we need to talk about Nathan James. What about him? He called this morning to cancel all future appointments, said he's found another stylist who better meets his needs. Gerald's smile tightened. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Zara kept her expression neutral. No, sir. Because if I found out that one of my employees was servicing clients privately, during a probationary period no less, there would be serious consequences. I understand, Zara replied, meeting his gaze steadily. Gerald seemed about to say more when the salon door opened. A tall, elegant woman in her 50s entered, followed by 2 younger women. Even Zara, who didn't follow society pages, recognized Victoria Chamberlain, the city's most influential socialite and philanthropist. I'm looking for Zara Hayes, Victoria announced, scanning the salon. Miranda jumped to her feet. I'd be happy to help you, Mrs. Chamberlain. I'm the senior stylist here. Victoria barely glanced at her. No, thank you. I was specifically referred to Ms. Hayes by Nathan James. He was quite insistent about her talent. All eyes turned to Zara, who stepped forward with as much composure as she could muster. I'm Zara Hayes, Mrs. Chamberlain. It's a pleasure to meet you. Victoria smiled warmly. Nathan raved about you. I have a charity gala this evening, and I need someone I can trust with my hair. These are my daughters, Olivia and Sophia. They need styling as well. Gerald quickly intervened, his business sense overriding any lingering anger. Of course, Mrs. Chamberlain, Zara is one of our finest stylists. We'll take excellent care of you and your daughters. As Zara led Victoria to her station, she caught Miranda's venomous glare. This wasn't over. It was just beginning. The next few weeks brought a dramatic shift in Zara's position at Lux Salon. Victoria Chamberlain's endorsement opened floodgates. Suddenly, Zara's appointment book was filled with high-profile clients, all referred by either Victoria or Nathan. Gerald, recognizing which way the wind was blowing, officially ended her probation and gave her prime station placement. Miranda's hostility, however, only intensified. The pranks began small, misplaced tools, appointments mysteriously cancelled. Then they escalated. A client complained that her color had been completely botched after Miranda helpfully offered to mix Zara's color formula. The breaking point came when Zara arrived one morning to find her station completely dismantled, her expensive personal scissors missing, and crude words written on her mirror in lipstick. The message was clear. You don't belong here. Gerald called an emergency staff meeting, his face grave. This behavior is unprofessional and unacceptable. If anyone knows who's responsible, speak now. The salon remained silent. Miranda stood with arms crossed, a small smile playing on her lips. Fine, Gerald continued, until the responsible party comes forward, all commission bonuses are suspended. This was met with outraged gasps from the other stylists. That's not fair, one exclaimed. Why should we all be punished? Gerald's expression hardened, because this toxic environment affects everyone. Figure it out amongst yourselves. As the meeting disbanded, Zara felt the weight of accusing glares. She had become a pariah, the outsider whose success had cost everyone money. Even clients who requested her were now being told she was unavailable and redirected to other stylists. That evening, Zara sat in her apartment, turning her father's business card over in her hands. 3.5 months remained in their agreement, but at what cost? Her dream had always been to create beautiful styles that made people feel confident, not to be caught in petty salon politics. Her phone buzzed with a text from Nathan. "Dinner tomorrow? There's something I want to discuss." "I'm serious about the men's grooming lounge," Nathan said the following evening as they sat in a quiet corner of an upscale restaurant. "The location is perfect, the business plan is solid, but I need the right talent to make it work." Zara sipped her wine thoughtfully. "It sounds like a great opportunity, but I still have something to prove to myself. And to my father." Nathan leaned forward. "What exactly are you trying to prove? That you can endure mistreatment? That success only counts if it comes with suffering. That's not fair. Isn't it? Zara, I've seen your work. You have extraordinary talent. But talent without the right environment is like a seed planted in toxic soil. It might survive, but it will never truly flourish." Zara fell silent, considering his words. "I made a deal with my father, 1 year of making it on my own, without using the Kingsley name or connections. And that's admirable, but making it on your own doesn't mean you have to stay in a place that actively sabotages you." Nathan paused. "Did you know your father started Kingsley International with a loan from his uncle?" "What? No, he always said he built it from nothing. He built it into what it is today, yes, but he had help at the beginning. Money, connections, mentorship. Taking help doesn't diminish your accomplishments. It's what you do with that help that matters." As Zara mulled this over, Nathan continued. "My offer stands. Head stylist at James Grooming Lounge. Creative control over the styling direction. Profit sharing after the first year." "I'll think about it," she promised. The next morning, Zara arrived at Lux Salon early, determined to salvage what remained of her professional dignity. The salon was quiet, with only Gerald in his office and the receptionist setting up for the day. As she organized her newly replaced tools, Gerald emerged from his office, his expression unusually solemn. "Zara, a word please." In his office, he didn't beat around the bush. "I'm going to be direct. Things aren't working out." Zara stared at him, momentarily speechless. "You're firing me? After I've brought in more high-profile clients in the past month than Miranda has all year?" Gerald shifted uncomfortably. "It's not about your skills or your clients, it's about salon harmony. The atmosphere has become problematic. Because your daughter is sabotaging me at every turn." "That's a serious accusation," Gerald warned, "one without proof. What I do know is that since you've been here, there's been constant tension." Zara felt a strange calm settle over her. This was it, the moment her father had warned might come, when maintaining her facade cost more than it was worth. "I understand," she said finally. "When would you like me to leave?" Gerald looked relieved at her acquiescence. "Today would be best. I'll pay you through the end of the week, of course." As Zara gathered her personal belongings, Miranda appeared, watching with undisguised triumph. "I told you," she gloated quietly. "Nobody is irreplaceable." Zara paused, considering her next words carefully. "You're right, Miranda. Nobody is irreplaceable, not even the owner's daughter." Miranda's smile faltered. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means I've learned a valuable lesson here. Thank you for that." Zara shouldered her bag and walked toward the door, then stopped. "Oh, and you might want to tell your high-profile clients that you fired me. I'm sure Victoria Chamberlain will be thrilled to hear it." 3 months later, the grand opening of Golden Scissors was the talk of the city's fashion and business circles. Located in a beautifully renovated historic building, the salon boasted a modern, luxurious aesthetic with private styling rooms, a champagne bar, and a team of elite stylists hand-picked from across the country. As photographers captured the ribbon-cutting moment, Zara stood proudly beside her father, their matching blue eyes reflecting the camera flashes. "I'm proud of you," Alexander said quietly, "not because you've opened the most talked-about salon in the city, but because you had the courage to walk away from a toxic situation and create something better." Zara squeezed his hand. "I had good advisors." Nathan approached, champagne flutes in hand. "To Golden Scissors," he toasted, "and to its extraordinary founder." As they clinked glasses, Victoria Chamberlain arrived with her entourage. "Zara, darling, everything is magnificent. I've already booked appointments for the next 3 months." The celebration continued into the evening, with clients and industry professionals touring the space and booking appointments. Zara found herself constantly in motion, greeting guests, explaining her vision, accepting congratulations. During a rare quiet moment, Zara stepped outside for a breath of fresh air. She was surprised to find Gerald Turner waiting hesitantly on the sidewalk. "Mr. Turner," she acknowledged, her voice neutral. "Congratulations," he said, looking genuinely impressed. "This is quite an achievement." "Thank you." He shifted uncomfortably. "I owe you an apology. I made a mistake in letting you go. If I had known you had these kinds of connections or resources, you would have treated me differently." Zara finished for him. "That's exactly why I didn't use my family name. I wanted to be judged on my skills alone." Gerald had the grace to look ashamed. "I'm sorry, truly." Zara nodded, accepting his apology without bitterness. "How's Miranda? Struggling, actually. After you left, many of your clients went elsewhere. Victoria Chamberlain made quite a public show of cancelling all future bookings with Lux." He sighed heavily. "It's been educational for Miranda." "Good lessons are often difficult," Zara replied, echoing words her father had often told her. As Gerald left, Nathan joined her on the sidewalk. "Everything okay?" "Yes," she said thoughtfully, "just closing a chapter." Nathan offered his arm. "Ready to get back to your party, Ms. Kingsley?" She smiled, taking his arm. "Actually, it's still Hayes professionally. Zara Hayes, founder of Golden Scissors." "And daughter of Alexander Kingsley," he reminded her. "Yes," she agreed, "but now that's just part of my story, not my entire identity." Inside, the celebration continued. Zara rejoined her father, who was deep in conversation with a magazine editor about featuring Golden Scissors in their next issue. "There she is," Alexander said proudly as Zara approached, "the woman who proved she didn't need the Kingsley name to succeed." The editor looked intrigued. "That sounds like a story worth telling." Zara smiled, thinking of the journey that had brought her here, the humiliation, the sabotage, the difficult decision to walk away, and finally the courage to build something truly her own. "It is," she agreed. "And it's just beginning." As she looked around at her beautiful salon filled with supporters and clients, Zara felt a profound sense of accomplishment. She had proven herself not by enduring mistreatment or hiding her identity indefinitely, but by recognizing her own worth and creating an environment where talent could truly flourish. And somewhere across town, she hoped Miranda Turner was learning the most valuable lesson of all. True success comes not from tearing others down, but from having the skill and character to stand tall on your own merits. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the story so far, please drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you won't miss any updates. Thank you, and remember, we love you.